Hey guys, we're Cloud9 Hookah from Bowling Green, Kentucky, and we're going to start doing reviews on hookah products and different brands of shisha. Today we're going to be reviewing Tangiers Ololiuqui. But first, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Joshua. I am the co-owner of Cloud9 Hookah, and I've been smoking hookah since 2007. Started getting into Tangiers around 2009. And I've been loving it ever since. My brands to smoke that I really enjoy, Tangiers, but also Nafala if I want something a little bit lighter, good flavor. That's my go-to brand.
And the longevity too of Nafala.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
Forever.
My name is Keenan. I am also a co-owner of Cloud9 Hookah here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Joshua here introduced me to hookah back in 2007. I didn't get heavily into hookah until late 2011, early 2012, where I fell in love with this amazing activity of smoking delicious tobacco in a hookah. And my preferred shisha would be Tangiers, though I'm a big fan of AF, also known in its there you go. That's how he says it. And I tend to like anything with longevity. I like earthy notes, citrusy flavors as well that you can find as well in this smoke and in other Tangiers.
I'm Daniel. I'm a manager here at Cloud9 Hookah. I've been smoking hookah daily for about a year now, almost a year. My go-to is definitely Tangiers, for sure. Typically Noir is the line that I like to smoke the best. I also, like Josh, I'm a huge fan of Nafala. And Social Smoke is another one for me that I think their flavors are just super killer. So, huge fan of Social Smoke as well. As far as flavors, I don't really. I also would agree with Keenan as far as I like a lot of citrusy things. Mint, I really enjoy mint. So, yeah.
Well, let's get into our setup here. Right now, we are smoking out of a Regal hookah with a KM base. We're using a Social Smoke Professional Lounge hose. It's a very durable, washable hose. And we may review that sometime down the line. And we're also using a Tangiers small funnel bowl we started off with 3 Cocoa Ultimates, and now we've backed down to 2. So, Keenan, tell us about the history of Ololiuqui.
Well, first off, it is spelled as it sounds, so keep that in mind. But it is, Ololiuqui is actually a seed of a plant. It's a species of morning glory that's grown throughout Latin America, where I used to live, and saw it often. It's a vine with white flowers. Tends to have very strong floral scents to it. You can smell it. I mean, 10 feet away, you can smell this plant, this flower. Gives you earthy smells, honey as well, and Ololiuqui is actually a seed of that plant, and that's where the name of the shisha that we're smoking right now comes from.
Well, Daniel, tell us, what do you smell when you smell Tangiers Ololiuqui, which, by the way, is part of the Birquq Line?
Definitely, I get really strong hits of cola. Definitely something really sweet, vanilla, and I would say just it's a really bright note to it. Very, very refreshing smoke.
I smell gummy colas when I smell this. It smells carbonated, just like the candy. When I heard about Ololiuqui, somebody compared it to Tangiers root beer, which I believe he's discontinued. But I don't get root beer per se. I might get sassafras root out of it, which is used to make root beer, but definitely very herbal. Very, very herbal. And yeah, that's what I get.
Definitely get the carbonation out of it that you'll find in some of the different shishas, orange soda, another Tangiers flavor among them. But predominantly for me, maybe perhaps because I was around this plant often, I I get the floral notes, the sweetness that I would use the word honey for. Some might say vanilla as well, but it definitely has sweetness, but a floral note to it that to me is very strong and is delicious. I also get a hint of citrus, and that may be a combination of the sweet with the carbonated flavor, but I definitely get like a touch of lime as well. Very balanced, a great overall shisha flavor in my opinion.
I'll say also, as far as the actual smoke, I think it's been typical of my experience with Birquq, which differences between the Tangiers line. Noir is the one that we typically smoke the most of. It's what we carry primarily behind the bar, and so to me, Birquq has a little bit. It's not lighter smoke. It's just as thick of clouds, but the texture of the smoke is maybe a little bit more wispy. It's not quite as heavy, just strictly on texture.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Absolutely.
So Josh, as you smoke it, what are you getting out of this?
First off, I like to say with Tangiers, you're going to get thick clouds every time. We poke a little fun at some reviews that are online, that every single time they start a Tangiers review, they're like, let's see, the smoke is thick, puffy, typical Tangiers. I mean, that goes unsaid. It's gonna have a thick smoke every single time. So that's the only time we're gonna bring it up here. But when I first taste it, I am a huge fan of vanilla Coke. It is my favorite beverage in the world, and it's very hard to find around here. And when I travel on the road, I have to keep an eye out for it when I go to gas stations. And I was very pleasantly surprised when I tried Ololiuqui to find out that it actually resembles, to me, vanilla Coke. It has that carbonated cola back end, herbal, but then there's that sweetness of the vanilla and honey that we picked out in the smells. And that, for me, makes it one of the top flavors to smoke.
The taste I get out of it, I first get the carbonation. It's just that sense, that feeling of carbonation, which I think is amazing that you can get that out of shisha, in my mind. But the floral and the honey hit me second. It's definitely gives me that balance though. It's not one first or the other. It's really together. I get both that sense of just floral earthy notes with that touch of sweetness, which I find beautiful in any smoke. That balance is not always found in a lot of different shishas that I've tried, but in this particular one, it is a perfect balance, as well as just the silky smooth smoke that you get on it, which is perfect.
I know it sounds interesting whenever we say we're throwing a lot at you, honey, vanilla, cola, herbal, floral. It is a very multi-dimensional. I mean, there's a lot of aspects to the flavor. Yeah, very complex if you really pick it apart. But it is, those things may sound kind of awkward, like it doesn't go together, but it's very bright, very refreshing smoke.
So, how would you rate it? 1 to 10.
I would kind of lean more towards where you're at as far as that goes. I think I would rate it maybe a solid 8 or 9. I mean, it's really, if Ololiuqui was a noir, it would be, top notch for me. It's not. I don't dislike Birquq. I just prefer noir. It is that the heat management is easier on Birquq for sure. But with noir, I feel like I just like the texture of the smoke so much better.
Well,
So I would give it an 8.
I personally love it. I'd give it a 9.
I'd give it a 9. I love the Ololiuqui. I think it's a fantastic flavor all around. Solid.
Well, if you're looking for a complex herbal shisha, try Tangiers Ololiuqui. And thanks for watching.